Let's familiarize ourselves with the structure of skin, as this will help us understanding skin function as well as the principles of skin surveillance. Skin has subcutaneous layer of fat covered by dermis and then epidermis on top. Subcutaneous fat layer serves as the floor of skin. Blood channels run here and supply various cells in the dermis. Dermis is the middle layer of the skin where sweat glands, sebaceous glands, hair follicles and nerve endings are suspended in connective tissue. Epidermis is the outermost layer of skin that acts as the physical barrier for chemicals and germs. It is covered with hydrolipidic film which reduces transepidermal water loss, TEWL. Epidermis is made of a basal layer at the bottom, followed by stratum germinatum, and then stratum corneum at the top. The cells from basal layer migrate towards the surface as they change shape to become flatter, and then are eventually shed from the surface as scales. This cell cycle normally takes about 28 to 30 days, but can be reduced to less than a third in psoriasis. The cells of the epidermis do not have a blood supply but rather are nourished by diffusion from the dermo-epidermal junction. There are two important types of cells in the base on the epidermis. 1. Melanocytes, and 2. Langerhans cells. Melanocytes produce pigment melanin, affording ultraviolet light protection. The number of melanocytes is the same between individuals regardless of race, however the size of melanosomes determines the skin color. Langerhans cells trigger the immune response in the skin. Now let's take a deeper look at the function of skin. Skin offers protection to tissues by making a barrier to the external environment. This barrier is like brick and mortar. Skin cells called corneocytes are joined to each other by protein bridges surrounded by lipids. Water is retained in the outer layers of the stratum corneum by the presence of natural moisturizing factor, NMF, the production of which is triggered by the decrease in the water gradient. In people with a genetic tendency towards allergies, atopic genotypes, the natural moisturizing factor is abnormal. This may be due to deficiency of filaggrin. This leads to loss of water, causing dryness of skin. This is associated with atopic dermatitis. Skin can also be affected by external conditions. For example, from working in hot conditions with low humidity, dehydration may occur with water content falling below 10%. The stratum corneum flexibility and cohesion is affected, and superficial flaking and irritation of the skin can occur. On the other hand, when working with moisture on skin, water contact may exceed 10%, and with prolonged immersion or wet work, tight junctions between keratinized cells become disrupted and allow entry of water-soluble chemicals much more easily.